Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be some 4K and Blu-ray pickups I've picked up in the last month or so. But first I want to talk about a live stream I'm going on Monday the 13th of May. It's on the channel Dan's Movie Cave, link to his channel down below. So please get across there on Monday the 13th of May at 7:30 and we'll have a good chat. It's going to be a question and answer live stream. It's going to be co-hosted by his good friends Carlos and also Jeff. I've been on their stream once before and it was absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to go on there again because when Carlos rang me up and had a good chat on Instagram and he asked us if I would come on, I says, yeah, no problem. And luckily the dates tallied up with my job. So it was like, it was great to actually be able to say yes. So I want to thank them once again for inviting me onto their stream. I can't wait to be on there chatting to them and it's going to be great. If you come along, and ask any questions you want because we are going to answer as many as we can. So I would like to see you all there, and I can't wait to do this stream with Dan, Jeff, and also Carlos. So a link to their channels all down below. So get across and check all their channels out. Absolutely brilliant channels, great blokes as well. And it's going to be a great stream, and I can't wait to see you all on there. So first up is Shockwaves. Now, when this was announced, I thought, I have got to get this movie. I was actually wanting to get this from America. It's the Blue Underground release over in America. And it's a Blue Underground sort of co-hosted release with 88 here. It's on the Film Vault, which is, I think I've got some up there. I haven't got them all because some of them are just not my cup of tea. But this is one that I've been after for a long time. I have seen this movie a long time ago. I think John Hall brought it over for us so I can watch it. This has got a lot of things going for it. I just love that cover. It's absolutely brilliant. This new artwork is equally as good. Now, this is a movie it's only a 12, and don't let that put you off. I mean, it's not a shock fest, but it's got Peter Cushing and it's also got Nazi zombies. So what more could you want? Now, when I've got this, I'll also put some screenshots up here. When I actually um, check this out. I was expecting this to look a little bit better, if I'm honest, but it looks kind of grimy. It looks kind of grindhouse. So in a way, it's not a bad release for me at all. It's got a lot of extras on here as well. But I really want to see this one because it's a movie that, all right, it's not going to be a really good gory zombie movie or a Nazi zombie movie, but I don't really care because I just love it when these come out of the water. It's brilliant. But do be aware that the picture quality is grainy, unfortunately, and it's not the sharpest one. I think the original negatives are long gone, unfortunately. But yeah, one that I was really glad to pick up, and it kind of came out from nowhere. That's Shockwaves. Next up is Taxi Hunter, with a big shout out to Sammy G. Now we met up the other day in Newcastle, and we were looking through the shelves, and I went to get two for £15 on the 88 range. And Sam, I was looking at this one, and Sam said he'd seen it, so it was absolutely brilliant. It had a sort of a flavour of Falling Down, which I'm a big fan of Falling Down. So I says, well, I do like, is he called Anthony Wong? I usually do this and I get everyone's names wrong. Yeah, Anthony Wong. And he's great. He's been in some brilliant films. And so I thought, I've got to get two for £15. And this was one I was thinking about because there's a few of them. He says, oh, I recommend that one. So on Sammy G's recommendation, I'm pretty sure I've seen this one. It's got all the credentials. I went and picked this up. Now, it's another one when you put it on. Now, these ones back in the day when you used to get them, they used to look from the 90s in the Asian cinema. They always used to have like a bit of a bad look about them. And they were all scratchy and the subtitles were absolutely awful on them. This one isn't like that, but I wouldn't say it's the sharpest of quality of these Blu-rays. But it doesn't matter because I do accept that the fact that some of these Blu-rays don't look pristine and ultra sharp. It's just the way they were filmed. But I always trust 88 have done the best possible work they can with it. So that's Taxi Hunter with a big shout out to Sammy G, linked down below to his channel. And the other film I got in the two for £15 sale was The Last Blood or Hard Boiled 2. Hard Boiled, what a movie that is. I think I've got it down there on DVD. I don't think it's probably got a Blu-ray somewhere, because I just want this to I want Hard Boiled especially to get a really good remaster because I think it's always been a little bit not that great when it's been out. This one here, what do you mean? What a cover these two have got. Brilliant artwork here. Absolutely stupendous. Now this has Andy Lau in it. Andy Lau is another person that I really like his stuff. It's been in some great films as well, some great Asian cinema. And this, I've never seen Hard Boiled 2. I do know Hard Boiled is an absolute classic. It's one of those ones where you can't believe what you're seeing. Gun battles for like, 30 minutes. So I'm interested to see if I don't think the same characters are in here. Well, maybe not all of them, and I don't know how this would uh, sort of relate to the other one. Maybe it's like a loose sequel. I'm not too sure. But as well as Taxi Driver, the print on here is pretty good. It's not bad, but it's not the sharpest print you'd see. But like I say again, I don't really mind that because I know that these movies, when they were released in the UK on like very early DVD or even VHS, they always didn't look that good anyway. And it's so whatever you get on Blu-ray is kind of a little bit of a benefit. So that's Hard Boiled 2, The Last Blood. Next up is a film I've had my eye on for quite a while. I used to have this on VHS. It is Jubilee. This is the Derek Jarman film that he made about punk. Now, you couldn't, I was, when I first saw this, I thought this was going to be like the Great Rock and Roll Swindle Part 2. Very much not like that. It's kind of like more like an art house film. And I didn't like it when I first saw it. I was kind of thinking it was going to be someone else and it wasn't. But on reflection, every time I see it, I like this a bit more. It's got a great cast in here. It's got Adamant, it's got Jordan as well, it's got Toya. It's got a lot of things going for it. There's Toya there. And this, it's a DVD and also for the Blu-ray. Special features, got some great special features on there, which I've watched. And the print on here is really good, actually. And I do remember actually it looked all right on VHS as well. And like I say, these days I can appreciate this movie as I couldn't appreciate it back in the day. It was a one that I kind of struggled with. Now, £8 for that, I thought that's good, BFI range. Now, when I got the CEX, which I hardly ever go into CEX now, I just think there is such a letdown. The things that you get from there are either trash or the prices in them are just astronomically like over the top. And they change every time you go on the road is a different price. Now, I went to till with this. And the bloke says, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's been priced wrong. It should be £10." And I thought, yeah, it should be, but it's not. He says, "But I can give you it for £8." I says, "Huh, yeah, I'm going to give us it for £8, matey." But yeah, so for £8, that's a steal. But £10, no, not too keen on that. And also, it was £8, and it was going to stop £8. It's not my fault I can't price this stuff right. So that's Jubilee. Speaking of CEX, when I got that one for £8. I saw this one here for £6, and I thought, I don't believe that. You're going to laugh when you say this. It was a movie I've been after for such a long time, especially with a slipcover. When it first came out a few years ago, they all had slipcovers on, and I thought, I'll get in the 2 for 30 or whatever. Because I thought this movie was absolutely brilliant, and you're going to laugh when I show you what it is. But I think a lot of people do know that this is a good movie, especially for who's in it, even though at face value you may think, what? So when I saw the slipcover, and especially on this for £6, I thought I'm going to pounce on it, and it is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, of course, the curse of CEX. I took the stickers off, and I thought, I hope these are going to come off. Well, they did come off, but if you can see that, yeah, they come off, and they took the sort of sheen off it as well, and it took it off on there. They're absolutely pathetic for putting these things on, and I'm not saying I want them in the quality that come off the shelves in the shop when they were bought brand new. I know that's probably not going to happen. But for £6, it is a steal. Of course, the next day I went in to have a look at something else, and there was another one in here that didn't have a slipcover. £8. I went, this is just, madness as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, so really happy to get this one because it looks absolutely stunning in 4K, I've got to say, and actually Sonic 2 as well, again. But this is the hard one to get with the slipcover. And yeah, I know the slipcover's got them sort of problems with it, but on the shelves you would never know. So really happy to pick that up. And if you're on the fence with this movie, just know it's a great fun movie, and especially because Jim Carrey's in it, and Jim Carrey playing Dr. Robotnik is a sight to see. I think it's a really funny movie, and Deborah loved it as well. So that's Sonic the Hedgehog. So getting back to more normal titles, in the 2 for £30 sale in the 4Ks, I've got King Kong. Now, another one, I was holding out till it got in the sale, and then all of a sudden, when I wanted to go and get this, the slipcover just vanished, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to get the slipcover on this. And lo and behold, in the Metal Centre, I was there and I was talking to Steve Monkey Mason. I'll leave a link to his channel down below, Lonely Tree Entertainment. We're having a good chat just about this and that, and it was great to see him again. And I thought, oh, there it is, King Kong. So I'm so glad I picked it up. And I thought that I've seen this. I saw this in the cinema. I saw this twice at the cinema. I really enjoyed it, although it's a long film, but I was really invested in it because I think that The Tale of King Kong is brilliant. Even though it always seems to be a long film. I don't know how long the 1930s one is. I don't think it'll be this long, but they always seem to be long anyway. So I put this on thinking it was going to look, pretty good, but this looks absolutely stunning. I was quite surprised at how good this was. Black levels, especially at sort of like on the end scenes with King Kong when he's back into the New York and they have a full size King Kong, although the full size King Kong didn't work that well, so it was supposed to be in most of the movie and it's in for hardly any of the movie, sadly. But the fact of him having practical effects for a full size King Kong was the thing that drew me to this movie because it was talked about on the TV in 1976. You were going to see King Kong in true full size form, even though he couldn't move. But anyway, I've got a bit huge nostalgia for this movie. Like I say, I saw it in the pictures twice, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I was blown away by the picture quality. It was much better than I thought it was going to be, and I can't wait to check this out. I don't know if Deborah's really into this one, but she might be. I don't know. But yeah, great cast as well, and the special effects. Yes, they're not dated. They're not as good as they could have been. But I think that for 1976, I think absolutely brilliant, if in my estimation. So really happy to pick that up with a slipcover. And luckily enough, it's not got the CEX trademark on it by knocking them up. So that's King Kong. So the other movie in the 2 for £30 sale in the 4Ks is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Or is this is the seventh one, isn't it? Me and Deborah went to see this at the cinema and we had a blast with it. We love this franchise. It's a franchise because don't forget we didn't like Tom Cruise at all, for most of his acting career until he really got into this. And we do go back and watch his other stuff and we quite enjoy it to a certain extent. But this whole franchise and the way this movie's going is brilliant. Can't wait for the next ones. Actually, I thought it would have been out this year, but it's next year, which seems weird. Yeah, so this is probably going to be Tom Cruise's last foray, apart from the next one, into this, and I just think it's brilliant. Every time I go and see them, we saw the last two at the cinema. They're a great cinematic event for me. And of course, the 4K. I knew the 4K was going to look like a no-brainer, unless they do something really like bad with it. The 4K on here looks absolutely stunning, and it had such a. I mean, it's a long movie, but it's another one of those movies I can't wait to watch these all back to back. If I'm honest, I do prefer the later ones. I think after the from the third one onward, I think that's when we really enjoy these movies. Although the other first two are good, I think it comes into their own, and and the stunts in here are just unbelievable as they are and everything. Tom Cruise never gets the credit for like how good a stuntman he is. When you think about it, you don't think of him being a stuntman, but he does his own stunts. Some stunts that stuntmen wouldn't do. So you've got to give him credit for that. It's amazing actually when you see the stuff, and it's always a bit of a blast to see what he's going to do next. A bit like Jackie Chan. So if you're a fan of explosive action, and you've never looked into this series, you've got to look into it because it's just getting better and better. We can't wait for the next one to come out at the cinema. So that's Mission Impossible. That's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. So last but not least, in the Arrow sale for $14.99, I got 12 monkeys. I didn't buy 12 monkeys, but you know what I mean. Well, I did buy 12 monkeys, what you're saying. Yep. This film, I have seen this film before, but it's a strange one because I did appreciate when I first saw it, but I didn't really get it, if that makes any sense. So I knew this was a movie I was going to come back to, but unfortunately, it's took us a long time to come back to it. It's probably about 12 years plus. Now it's directed by Terry Gilliam. I've got a lot of time for Terry Gilliam, but sometimes maybe his movies miss it with me from time. Sometimes I can be really invested with them straight away, like Time Bandits, but maybe movies like Brazil take a bit of sort of getting into. You know you're watching a good movie, but you don't really get it. The same with 12 Monkeys. Can't wait to revisit this one. Really interested to get this. Now, I've never seen this apart from when I saw it on, I think, Sky Movies and liked it, but didn't really understand it and thought, I'll come back to that one. Like I say, it's been so long, I still haven't seen it again yet. But I put this on and I was quite impressed with. I thought that the picture quality would be because I always remember this movie to be a little bit weird looking, a bit grainy, a bit not where I would put it in the scheme of great 4Ks. But I tell you what, it looked much better than I thought it was going to be. And yeah, so this is going to be a one that's is for the 4Ks from Arrow that I've got recently. This is one of the ones highest on the list. But I'm really glad I got it down the sale because it might be one of those ones when you pick up again and you think, well, it wasn't that good. I might be back at my original theory of it, but in those days, I probably didn't understand what I was watching. So please get down and check out those links down below, and also check out that live stream on Monday night, 7:30. Please get along there and have a chat, and I can't wait to be chatting to Jeff, Dave, and also Carlos. It's going to be great. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, Dave, Carlos, and Jeff, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.